We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on De'Von Achane, Miami Dolphins running back. After that defensive film breakdown, had to get something positive, and Achane was pretty much the only bright spot for the Dolphins team overall, like from start to finish. There were some other players that obviously made some good plays throughout the game, but I feel like Achane was the only good player to stay healthy through those touches and just get back into rhythm. I feel like he hasn't been able to get into that rhythm since coming back from his injury, just getting just a handful of touches. Those lanes haven't been as big. But now allowing him to really get going, I think is important for this Dolphins offense down the stretch here, especially with no Waddle. You get Raheem back, and getting these like big important plays to De'Von is very important. Like these screen passes, they looked really well. You get him out in space. His burst is just ridiculous. He was doing it all throughout the game. His ability to go 0 to 60, acceleration, really, really nice. And the Dolphins offense didn't have a great game overall, but they started fast. We're, at least keeping them up. The defense played really, really bad. And that's just, and the Dolphins started pressing things, and it just didn't work. Hopefully they can bounce back versus the Bills. At the end of the day, they're in the playoffs no matter what. You just got to win once you get there, no matter how it is, whatever seed you are. And, I know a lot of people are definitely down. It was a very tough game to watch yesterday, but this is still probably the best season the Dolphins had in the past 20 or so years. It was been really fun to watch, and shout out De'Von Achane for his game versus the Ravens. Achane looked quite good on these outside zone runs. I liked, them getting, but yeah, Achane getting to the edge, vision, explosiveness. It was there all game, recognizing the defensive end, cutting to the inside, get back to the outside here, press off of that, sees the hole open up, burst through, get skinny with his shoulders, drop, fall forward for some extra yards. I feel like, he always plays bigger for his size. There's nothing too crazy here. It was a really nicely blocked up front. Good play from, I believe that's Julian Hill blocking as the tight end. Yeah, able to steal Clowney there. Just overall, good work, good blocking. Austin Jackson kicking out Patrick Queen. They actually had some success running the ball. That was kind of the only consistent part of the game for the Dolphins, though. This was the big Achane run. 45, good vision again. Good job pressing up on this block. Finds this space. It gets kind of clustered up here. Like, this isn't just like an easy read, like the crack block down here. Always working up. He's able to press up into this. And then, it gets... And since he gives that little press right there with that right foot, it gets these linebackers to shoot down and not take an angle around this. So now he's able to get to that speed to the outside, run through an arm tackle of an edge defender, and now he's out in space. And look how scared these safeties are. Look at 32. He could easily try to take this angle, but he doesn't want to, try to make this tackle around the 40, 35. And then he just gets to the back and allows him to run for another 20 or so yards because he's scared that he would have missed that tackle out in space. People are really threatened by Achane. He's a big play waiting to happen, and he can grind out some of those solid yards. I just feel like he needs to be more involved in the offense. I think when Raheem comes back, you probably limit Raheem's touches a little bit to keep him a little more fresh, a little more healthy, mix things up, allow them both to be on the field at the same time too, especially with no Waddle. It'll be very important for the offense, and that Bills game next week is going to be super big. I actually think it's more on the defense because the defense either holds them to 20-something or gives up 40+. That's really what they do versus the Bills, and if they get 40+, the Dolphins have no chance. The Bills can hold them to 20. I think the Dolphins offense has a much better chance when they keep it close. The offense is able to get better field positions, things like that, and they don't have to press as much. Just want to show the 5-yard runs from Achane, working on some gap scheme stuff, working off your blocks, fighting for extra yards, getting physical too, for a smaller back. Feel like this is part of a game that goes unnoticed. Quick footwork here too. Just boom, press off of this, get to the outside, read up on your blocks. It's all just efficient with his feet. He wasted no extra time and then gets downhill. Another solid run from Achane. Them getting him out in space. His speed to get out there is just so impressive. They block it up really well. And these linebackers, it was hard to adjust for them in this game on these angles, especially when Achane was able to get out there. They're trying to cut underneath offensive linemen. That's never going to work versus De'Von. He has too much burst out there. It's not even the craziest play, vision wise, what he had to do, pressing the line of scrimmage, things like that, reading blocks. He just gets out there and just breaks those angles immediately because of the insane acceleration that he possesses. Like this work here from Achane. I like the process of this play. He still gains 11 yards, and I just know some people will be like, why didn't he cut it up right away? We'll see this from the back angle, and we'll watch this and I'll break this down. So right here, a lot of people will be like, you're supposed to, stick that foot in the ground and get down vertical right away. But what you're supposed to do, what you're taught as running back is press up on your blocks. This is, will lead to better things in the future, manipulating linebackers. Because if he shoots downhill right away, it makes you a lot more predictable, and it leaves us easier angles. 32 would just fill up into this. the linebackers would be in pursuit and could break off those blocks. But he's able to press up onto this, then make that cut. And now these guys have filled up into this hole, and now he's able to bend this back and get back on his outside path. So his angles that he takes here, it's all very efficient, very quick decision making. And if this block holds on for, half a second longer, he might have gotten to the edge and broke this. I just like the process of this play. It probably gets you about the same amount of yards either way on this specific play if he just stuck his foot in the ground right away and got downhill. Still picks up, the first down. But just good job of being patient, pressing those blocks, letting them develop, set up, and not, being overzealous on those plays because he had a lot of room to work with. Nice pickup here for Achane. These are all like later in the game now. Good job. Nice little hesitation there. We'll go back and look at this real quick. But just allowing the blocks to develop. He doesn't, shoot down right away. He's got that amazing speed burst, but he's more than that. He plays physical. I think he processes pretty well. Slight hesitation to allow this to develop and now get downhill. And now just, square these guys up, stick that foot in the ground. He knows he's not going to get to the edge here. Just get vertical right away, maximize your yardage. End man of the line of scrimmage down. He sees, he's able to capture the edge throughout this game, but this time he sees Owe able to beat his block and set the edge here. So now he's able to press this, get to the next guy here, sees that this guy's trying to cross his face, feels his momentum, stick that foot in the ground and get vertical. I love how he's always square. He's so low to the ground, great pad level, makes those efficient cuts. Fight through, he takes a pretty he gets squared up pretty nicely here by 26, but is still able to stay on his feet, stay up vertically, and still fight for as many extra yards. He only, probably fights for an extra yard or so, but that still is shows me some good competitive toughness out of Achane. And my favorite play of the game for the Dolphins overall, maybe one of my favorite plays of the year, especially from Achane. He's had some insane plays throughout the year, but I love this play because I think most running backs do not do exactly what he just did. The design of it, I actually kind of like this. The Dolphins leaking out the running back to the opposite side, kind of like what they did last week without the motion to Mostert. But instead of it going completely to their side, it's able to stop on a dime and run the angle route. Patrick Queen does cover it up pretty well, and Tua's just coming to it right now. He sees that it's not really a lot of separation. He might be able to fit it into there, but there's also a linebacker in the middle of the field. So he holds on to it for an extra second and then allows Achane to work off script, get around. And then, first of all, I only think about 10% of running backs even make this type of catch in most of these situations, and then even less than that, go up and attack it like he did. First of all, readjusting that he sees that the read's not there very quickly. Tua sees it. Him and Tua being on the same page here is great to see as well because he throws it super quick. And now a lot of running backs would allow this to get into their shoulders or around their head. They might go up and attack it with their hands, but not a lot. He jumps up, attacks it at its highest point, gets vertical. That is strong hands. You don't see running back with ball skills like that. Not only is he exposed and has the athleticism, you can see that he definitely has the ball skills to make more plays down the field because a lot of the stuff he's done so far has just been screens behind the line of scrimmage, things like that. So I would like to get him more involved in the passing game down the field because that shows the ball skills. That's a super impressive play to attack the ball at its highest point and feel in scramble drill. That is an amazing play. And it's not like he's wide open either. The guy's ready to hit him as he's coming to the ground. He still holds on to it. Great instinctual play from Achane. One of the best plays I think they made throughout the game. And I think most running backs don't make that play. So if you guys really do, make sure to comment, subscribe. See you next time. Peace.